Back for another video. We're going to replace this shitty starter that decides when you abuse it, it'll crank. That usually goes bad. The solenoid on the starter, it is baby starter in this 98 Honda Prelude. That is about to go up and expire on the registration, but I will renew that. It's not too hard. Thankfully, it's actually on top. It's pretty easy to get to. Roughly easy to get to. Looks like the only thing in the way is actually the hose. I got this bolt right here. And the bolt down there. So there's a bolt right here. There's a bolt down here somewhere. And that's what's holding it to the transmission housing, bell housing thing. It shouldn't be too hard to get to. Looks like I just need an extension on that one. Let me grab the tools and I'll get started on it. Hopefully my wife is back in time for me to put the other one on. But no time like the present, I guess. Let's get started. I also wanted to give a huge thank you for the people who are subscribing to these videos. I know they're not very interesting. If anything, I just really hope they're informative and very helpful. I usually post videos that are really quick. Try to get to the point, try to get everything out the way. Usually don't find too many videos, and I hope mine are like that. So I'm gonna stop ranting, and I appreciate you guys. Give me them likes, give me the subscribes. Any other cars you want me to try and work on, I can try and get to and do work on them. But I'm just kind of doing the cars that I get and working on them and doing these things. I do have some complex projects coming up as far as this and my HHRSS and the Cruise. So I'll post those videos, but thank you for your time. So working on anything electronic, it's very imperative that you actually disconnect your battery, especially when working on the starter, just because the starter is actually directly hooked up to the battery. Yeah, you touch certain things, you're gonna see sparky boys flying everywhere, and it's just for like protecting yourself. If not the sensors on your car, you can definitely fry something if you ground it and it were to like short through something else. But yeah, go ahead and disconnect the battery. Over here it's a 13 to loosen up this post. I'm gonna loosen it up, take off the positive post. So it looks like this is actually being held in by a 14. Let's get up in there, get it flat. You don't want to strip this. That's on there. I'm gonna use both hands. So I am getting that bolt off. It's just really hard. I got this with an extension and a deep socket 14, and it barely makes it to that area deep down inside. Really bad light, I can't really show you. Not very fun. Alright, so you think of new creative ways to make your car upset by calling it different names. You can get this out just enough to unplug the little ignition switch. Then you gotta undo the bolt for the battery positive, and after you undo that, you should be able to take it out. Then you kind of reverse the process. Get the new one kind of slinked in there. This hose is pretty flexible. The radiator one, the AC one, don't try and bend that, it'll break probably. I moved the intake hose out the way to give me a little more room. Alright, we got the new one in there. Make sure you hook everything up correctly, otherwise that's not going to start. Even if you keep it, even if you give it a couple of love bonks, it's not going to start. Mainly this little what's that called? I guess the ignition switch. What would it be called here? The solenoid switch. There you go. Hook up your battery, start it up, see if it starts. It started up pretty good. Had the old Honda. King, king, king. Oh, I didn't hook up my airbox hose. Clean air, yeah. You should probably hook that back up. I'll hook it up right now. Also, I have a question for y'all. I don't know what this hose goes to. I'll probably look it up after I'm done making this video, but it goes down to my transmission. Do not know what it goes to though. Yep, mystery hose. So I'm gonna let the car get really hot or warm, whatever you want to call it, and then I'm gonna try and start it again. Before, when it got really hot, it wouldn't crank. So let's see if it cranks now that it gets hot. And it would crank whenever I would tap on the solenoid. So usually that's a sign of it going out. I shall be back.